What up YouTube, it's your boy Will Rider back at you with another video, and today I am taking a break from making things of wood and making an upgrade to my table saw. I don't like the way it's set up right now, so let's check that out. So this is my Delta table saw. Got this, one of the first tools I got when we got to the new house here a year and a half ago. And I had to assemble it, and something I didn't understand when I was assembling is this bar right here in the front. This is what's causing all the problems with me right now. You can see it, I don't know how well you can see it, it's not meeting up too well right here. And then the leaf on this side's good, and this side, the leaf, it moves, and trying to use my sled that sits on this side of the table, it angles down, so if I'm doing miter joints or any joints that need to meet up, there's a bit of an angle there. So what I'm going to do is replace this bar that's broken in half for some reason with this piece of steel that I picked up from a local home store. I'm going to have to chop this down and drill a bunch of holes, and I'll probably paint it with some, what is that, enamel. So let's get this apart.
That is a new hoodie. Thanks for noticing. Those of you out in the Midwest feeling that polar vortex, we're feeling it here in Vegas too. It was like 45 degrees this morning.
And before I get this off all the way, I'll show the other purpose that this thing serves. The fence actually rides along it. You see right here that clips in there. So I think having a nice solid piece and get the bump over here so I can actually use this side. I never use this side of the fence because of that gap that's right here. You can see how much play is in that bar when I loosen it up. So on the Mark II, there will be much smaller holes drilled into it to better keep this aligned and keep as much movement out of it as possible. So I could just trace the lines off the old ones, circling in, but I'm actually going to measure everything off the holes that are in the cast iron here. All right, so I got it measured out, marked off with some tape because I don't have that fancy white soapstone that metal workers use. Here I start cutting, and then realizing that once I start cutting, the sparks will be shooting down right at my wedding tackle and my pumps. I don't want to mess these up, so I'm going to change my shoes right quick. Here I'm just explaining how my hands smell like burnt hair, even though I had a pair of gloves sitting over on the end of the workbench, and I didn't start the carpet on fire. I'm glad I took the pumps off. I spray painted the face of this white so I can make marks on it and I can actually see them. So just using a square, a nice steel ruler, and measuring on the table saw, starting with, what was that? I started with this hole here, but its corresponding hole on the table saw. And then just measured out from there and how far down it has to be. And I don't want to use these holes that are already on the old one because of the how big they are and how much play there was in. When I drill these holes, I'm going to be using bits that are a little closer to the size of the cap screws that actually hold it in. So it'll be less play in it. After marking the holes, I got a fresh grind in my center punch and the BFH. Just mark it. Probably gonna use a smaller drill bit as a pilot hole. And then, so I got the drill press set up. I had to use my third hand machine thing here to hold the end level. I got this level. I don't know how well you can see it in the camera. Maybe I'll have to move. But there is a slight curve in here. It goes like this. I'm hoping when we mount it to the table, it'll take that curve out. I'm looking across the top here, and there doesn't seem to be any curve in that. So I'll have to see after we mount the holes, because everything is measured off of this edge here. We might have to do some bending and prying. We're gonna start with a 1/8 inch bit, and then I think we went on 5/16 was a good fit for the cap bolts that go in there. I might change these out too because I don't really like the way the hex head fits in those. Let's start drilling. It's a bit fast. I'm gonna slow the speed down on the mandrel. Let's see if that does better. A little fast, very cheap bits that I got from Black Friday deal. I think it was $6 for this nice index set. It's much better. A little quieter. It should be noted that I do have the drill stop set, so it goes through this but not into my vise. Alright, it didn't take me long at all to get a splinter, so I put the gloves on. I can't believe this cheap bit actually made it all the way through. The tip of it is pretty messed up. The sounds it was making as it was cutting through were getting more and more excruciating. I'm surprised it made it through all the holes. So I decided to skip over the cheap bits, went to one of the more expensive high-speed steel. Same size, 5/16. I measured with the caliper again to make sure it was a good size. And again, I got the stop set so I don't tear into the vise. And let's get this done. I ended up switching drill bits to a 8.5 millimeter. It fit better with the bolt, the 5/16 bolts, I think it was, and it was cutting a lot better. Before I go any further, I just want to make sure everything lines up. I think the 8.5 millimeter was a much better choice. It's a much nicer fit than the that 5/16 was, and the next size up, it still wasn't taking enough out of it. So because the holes in the leaves on the ends are so big, they're not precision thread like it is in the cast iron there. Sorry about that. It's no screen Sunday. I don't care if it's a Super Bowl. We don't do screens on Sunday. So the kids are forced to play outside. They're outside out front playing Foursquare. I suggest you get your kids into more outdoor activities too. They spend way too much time with their faces and screens, kind of like you right now. Ooh, someone left the door open too. They're in trouble.
everything lines up perfect. I think it's a good deal. Some of these, to modify, I'm looking at them now. You have the ones on the end here, on the very end, have a little step down there, so I might have to re-drill those out. The ones that go into the leaves here, on the old one, you can see they're chamfered. I don't know if that's in focus or not. Bolts are chamfer on. So I think I'm going to do is run down to Lowe's and get some new hardware. It's just some regular cap screws with bolts on the back. So I don't have to worry about that because I think this is a lot better. Just how everything is lined up so well. I don't want to mess anything up. So that's what we're going to do next. And I'm back. Let's hope I got the right stuff. I didn't really count how many I needed. I was trying to remember from taking apart what I needed. I went with all, what was it, 5/16, 18 thread. Let's see if they fit. Ooh, might have to clean some threads out. Yeah, I'm gonna run a tap through that and clean those threads out. The other ones had these, I don't know what kind of washer these are, but they're garbage. These would always come loose. These are the ones that were in that tapered hole right here. I got a bunch of washers. Oh, nylon thread lock nuts. So that's what we're gonna put on the inside of those. We'll put it 1/2 inch. Now I got the hardware to put it back together. I didn't really need that right away because I need to clean all this up. There's a lot of rust on it, so I'm gonna take the flap wheel and the grinder, clean all that up, clean up the inside here, and then coat it in enamel. I'll get that started now.
Need to ensure the paint sticks well, so I'm cleaning the surface off with some acetone. It's nail polish remover, so it messes my skin up pretty bad, and it helps me find all the cuts in my fingers and hands, so I wear gloves like a sissy. So here's the paint we'll be using. I thought I had in spray can form, but I can't find that can of spray paint, so we'll use it the old-fashioned way with a cheap brush that's going to leave bristles everywhere. It's high performance, oil-based, so I'm glad I wiped off all the oil with the acetone. This spot right here is where it goes up against the cast iron. I don't want to put any paint on there. And I don't know if I have enough to finish. I'll have enough to do this, but I don't know if I have enough to do the inside. But that's okay because I'm going to let this dry for 24 hours anyways. This stuff doesn't wash off easy. I use some chemicals that burn your skin. This is the paint I use to restore this old Wilton vise down here. And it's holding up pretty good, so it's good paint. Nice and thick, just one coat. Well, I'll probably have to do 2 coats. Stinky stuff. It smells like model paint. And it's probably the same stuff. Actually, I have a lot more paint in here than I thought I did. Because it's oil based, it's lighter. I think it'll look a lot better if I get a better brush and a lighter coat. This is what I usually do with my brushes. I can use them again a few hours from now if the glove doesn't break. I'll wrap that up so it doesn't dry out, and I'll use one of my small clamps to seal that, so I'll be able to use this brush again here in a few hours. So I'll let you watch paint dry for a while, but I thought this would be more interesting, this hole cleaned up. So I got the old tap and die set. Got the taps on the top, the dies down below it. And I do happen to have 5/16 by 18, just the correct size threads. For some reason it's stopping after 3 or 4 threads. So it went right in, feels pretty good. Much better. It was very smooth. All right, let's get back to watching paint dry.
So I got the paint done. Not my best paint job, not my worst either. I think when I did the vise, let me show you the vise. Ugh. I haven't mounted it yet. I don't know where I'm gonna mount it. See the paint on here. The paint on here turned out real nice. Nice and smooth. I think I might have thinned the paint with something to get it to lay that smooth. But here we got some runs. The only ones I'm worried about is the top here where the fence rides on it. And if I need to, I'll smooth that out. So what I'm gonna do now is put some Earl on this to keep it from rusting. It's just that regular 3-in-1 oil. Isn't that nice of a table saw, but I want it to last. You know, eventually the goal is making a nice saw stop, cabinet saw, with the thing that slides on the side for long cross cuts. But it's years down the road, probably after I retire. I have the subscribership to monetize, but probably won't. And at this point, I don't think it's really that worth it anyways. Just over 1,200 subscribers. I don't know if I'd make any money from YouTube with that few. And even if I do get enough to actually make money from YouTube, I don't think I'm ever going to monetize. Because I do this for fun. I'm not looking to get paid. And some people's arguments might as well, you know, might as well get paid if you're going to do it anyways. I don't want to add all kinds of pop-ups and ads and stuff. I don't know if my videos do that anyways without me getting paid for it. And if so, I'd like to know what kind of advertisements pop up on my videos. See if it's anything even related to what I do on here, which is a little bit of everything, but it's mainly working with my hands. All right, so none of these are tight. Hardly even snug. Oh, it doesn't move at all. That is good. I think I definitely made a good decision swapping the hardware out. It just feels a lot better. The heads on the old hardware, which I think I threw out, in here where the hex fits in, there was a lot of play. Where this goes in like that, it would there's a lot of, what do they call that? Run out? I didn't care for that. I was trying to tighten down, I was afraid it was going to strip them out. So I'm going to get the rest of these in and then put the fence on and see how well it moves up and down. See if we have any issues with that. It's all tightened down, and when I push on this, it used to go up and down. Something else I want to check. How flat it is going across. It is on the end, but right here in the middle, there's a little bit of a dip. That's just the shape of the stainless steel, and I got a fix for this too. It's coming up. A lot better than it was before. See how well this works. I have to put some grease in that. I think it feels fine. Now that that's done, I get to do the other side too, because I thought this was one piece and I just found out that it is 2 pieces. I'm gonna do the same thing on the front here. This is the underside. You can see this is what breaks, but it does have a piece in here to try to keep it flat. There's no piece in the top. So this is gonna be a solid piece again. And I got a lot more holes to drill on this one because it's got the bar for the fence, and also the power button. That doesn't go there. That's just where I keep it. And that's it for this one. I'm not going to show you me doing the front. It's going to be the same process. And I think I have a leaf for the side that's actually cast iron I'm going to be putting on. I have to go take it off the old saw that's sitting out in the trash and then see if it fits on here. Probably have to line up a bunch of holes. But I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, give it a thumbs up. If you didn't, give it a thumbs down. Let me know in the comments below. And as always, thanks for watching.